Welcome to today's TechCast. Today we're going to be looking at how to set the reveals for your doors on the front of the cabinets. I'm going to go ahead and place a base cabinet right there. The way Solid sets the reveals depends on what type of construction you are using. Let's go into the construction methods just a second. For 32 millimeter, of course, we have no frames around the box. The same is true for frameless. But with frame overlay, we do have a face frame behind the doors, but then the doors are grabbing the reveals the same way that the 32 millimeter does. In face frame, you really don't have a reveal so much as you have an overlay where the door overlays the frame parts a certain amount. So let's take a look at these. I'm going to go into the 32 millimeter and look at the reveals, see how they're set up right now. So I have an 1/8 of an inch pretty much all the way around. Okay, that's fine. So let's take a look at the cabinet and let me zoom in. And to clear up this confusion, I'm going to do the fill mode. So you can see that we have the drawer front here and then just a little reveal of material around the edge of the cabinet. So if I measure that, we should have 1/8 of an inch, which we do. If you look over on the sidebar, you can see that's an 1/8 of an inch. Now, just to prove that it is pulling from the reveals, let's go back and change the reveals and see what we get. Let's change this to 1/4 of an inch and another 1/4 and one more, and I think that's good. So now let's take the cabinet back into the editor and zoom in. I think you can already tell that it has definitely moved. And there we have the 1/4 inch again on the sidebar. So as you can see, it's pulling directly from the reveal section of the construction method if you're using 32 millimeter. Now the same is going to apply, like I said, for the frame overlay and the frameless. Just so you'll understand what the difference between the frameless and 32 millimeter are, the frameless is an older construction method that was originally used primarily for design purposes. It does not give you line boring. So if we click there and look at this, you can see that there are no line boring operations. We keep this construction style because there are people that still want to use it, and someone may find a use for it in their shop. So that's why we hang on to it. But the majority of builders are going to be using the 32 millimeter, and this gives you access to your boring. Now, of course, a face frame construction method has a frame around the front. So, as I mentioned, we're not dealing with the reveal between the edge of the door and the edge of the cabinet with face frame. We're dealing with how much the doors overlay those face frame parts. So let's go into the exterior case. I want to show you what I'm talking about. So we have a 1/2 inch here, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Let me change that one to 1/4 so that they're all the same. Now let's go look at the cabinet and see what we've got. As you can see, we have a large reveal area, but that's not what we're concerned with a face frame cabinet. We're concerned with the amount that the doors overlay the opening. So with this being the door or drawer front, I should say, let's measure, zoom in a little, and there we have a 1/2 of an inch, as you can see on the sidebar. Now where is that coming from? It's coming from the hinge that's on this door. And if we go to hardware, I have a 110-degree Euro, which has a 1/2 inch horizontal and vertical overlay amounts. Now, to prove that, let me go into a 5/8 overlay. I created this a little bit earlier, and I know that it has 5/8 overlays for the horizontal and the vertical. So let me get my bearings again. Okay. And if we're going to measure the edge of the door to the frame opening, we have 5/8 of an inch. So your face frame again is pulled from the hinge that you are using on that door. Now the only exception to these rules is for the face frame where you have a pair door. The pair door has no mid-stile. If it had a mid-stile, then it would pull for the overlay amount just like it does on the other three edges of the door. But since it has no stile, we treat this like a frameless cabinet. So the pair gap, as we call it, is actually being pulled from the reveals, and I have 1/4 of an inch there. So let's go see where that 1/4 is being pulled from. If we go into the room properties in the cabinet, go into the reveals, there's our 1/4 of an inch right there. So this is the one exception when you have a face frame cabinet. The paired gap is pulled from the construction method itself. A lot of you, those of you who have been with us a while, I should say, you probably remember we used to have a setting called the pair gap, and it was a separate setting in the preferences tabs. That has gone away, and we are pulling everything from the reveals now. So to get your doors to show the proper reveal or the proper amount of overlay, let me recap one more time that the three construction methods, 32 mil, frame overlay, and frameless, they're pulling this information from the reveals within the construction method. If you have a face frame, it's pulling the overlay amount from the hinge that's being used on that door. So I hope this clears up any confusion or any questions, and we thank you for watching. This completes today's training movie. I would like to remind you of your training options. The help files are available within each Cabinet Vision product. The eSupport technical website is a great resource for questions and answers and features a technician monitored forum. Regional training classes are available, so please contact your customer service representative for the classes in your area. If you would like someone to come on-site to your location and train your team, this can be arranged. Online training is a very convenient method for training over the internet. The e-learning training series is a series of topics which you can purchase online and download for immediate use. If you have questions about this or anything else, please go to our website, cabinetvision.com. We look forward to you joining us next time. Thank you for watching.